Welcome to SQL interview series of Data Millennials. I am Atul, and in this video we are going to discuss about the subqueries and write a simple example of subquery. Most often the interviewer will ask you that whether do you have any exposure with the subqueries or not. In an advanced level SQL interview, the interviewer would expect you to have exposure with the subquery. So what exactly is a subquery and where can we use the subquery? So in SQL, a subquery can be simply defined as a query within another query, and in other words you can say that a subquery is a query that is embedded in the where clause of another SQL query. As you can see here, we will have an outer query. From this outer query, when we are putting a where condition, then this where condition will be equivalent to the output of this inner query. So in simple word, you can say that the subquery is a query that is embedded in the where clause of another SQL query. So let's go to our SQL workbench and write a simple example of subquery. So we have salary data in our employee salary table. So what we'll do is that we'll first look at the data. So let's write a select statement. Select star from SQL interview dot employee salary. Okay, and we have this employee salary over here, right? And one of the simplest example of subqueries would be to get the maximum salary or the second maximum salary from this table. To get the second maximum salary, we can use the subquery here. So what we will do is that we will write select max of salary from SQL interview dot employee salary where salary not in. Okay, so you have this where condition and you have given the column on which you want to check, and now we are embedding the query in this where condition. So we'll put where salary not in, and then we'll put select max of salary from SQL interview dot employee salary. Now if I run this query, you will get the second highest salary from this employee salary table. And in this query, what we are doing is that we are taking the maximum salary but the second one. So the way SQL subquery works is that first the inner query will execute, so it will give us the highest salary, and then the outer query will execute, and then in this outer query you can see that you are comparing this salary which is not in this, so the maximum salary will not get selected because you have already selected this maximum salary over here. So as we have discussed, this is the simple example of subquery in which the inner query is embedded in the where clause of an outer query. If you want to understand more about SQL from basics, you can click on the left hand side of this video, or if you want to practice more SQL interview questions, you can click on the right hand side of this video. Happy learning and see you in the next video.